Halloween is just around the corner, and I'm super excited for it. I don't know about you all, but Halloween is probably one of my most favorite times of the year. And what I like to do every Halloween, every October, is to sit down and watch some scary movies. Obviously, one of my favorite horror franchises is Halloween. Yeah, some of the movies can be a bit of a hit or miss, but I still love the Halloween movies deep down. So honestly, I was quite excited yesterday when we got this article by IGN saying that Halloween is getting its own Unreal Engine 5 game with John Carpenter immediately involved. So the article continues. Two new games based on the 1978 horror classic Halloween are in development at Boss Team Games, IGN can exclusively reveal. While details are limited, both games are apparently being developed in conjunction with the producers of the Halloween franchise. What's more, one of the games is being developed in Unreal Engine 5 and will include input from original director John Carpenter. So let's stop there for a moment and let's talk about Boss Team Games, the developers of these two upcoming Halloween games. So, who's Boss Team Games? What have they made? Well, Boss Team Games, they've made two games so far. The first game is a Cobra Kai game. It's kind of like a card game, but like also like a fighting game. It looks really weird. It's a mobile game. Um, it looks okay, but it looks like it could get very repetitive very quickly. Next is Evil Dead the game. Now, this was a game that was announced back in 2020. Um, from what I remember, it was good, but it just wasn't keeping enough players going to really keep the game running. So I believe it's been shut down now. But yeah, I mean, that sucks that the game had to get shut down. I'm sure it was a fun game, but I mean, hey, it's this current state of the industry right now when it comes to live service games. So, what do you expect? So, Boss Team Games, they haven't really done much to really justify them, being the ones to make a Halloween game, especially one that's based in Unreal Engine 5. They've made a mobile game and they made a pretty much a clone of Friday the 13th game that really didn't do too well. But, then again, I'm not going to go in completely judging Boss Team Games. I'm not going to um, just bash on them because they don't have the prior proof that they can do this. I'm sure that they have people that are perfectly capable of creating these Halloween games. The article continues, quote, as a huge gamer myself, I'm thrilled to help bring Michael Myers to life again in this game. My hope is to scare you silly, said Carpenter, who will be intimately involved with the development of the new project. According to the official release, the games will allow players to relive moments from the film and play as classic characters from one of the most iconic and important horror films of all time. The two new games are being developed in association with Compass International Pictures and Futurefront, with the Unreal Engine 5 project still early in development. So yeah, John Carpenter, who is the original creator, I believe the original director of the Halloween films, yeah, apparently he's a huge fan of games. I've heard from many people that, on Twitter, but I've heard from many people that he um, talks a lot about video games on his Twitter, and I believe he's also writing a script for a upcoming horror game as well. So that's really cool. I'm glad that the original creator of Halloween is involved with this game. I think that's perfect. Because if anybody knows how Halloween should be done, it's him. And I'm glad that he's involved in the Unreal Engine project and is helping the team kind of create the game that should be made for the Halloween franchise. And lastly, at the end of the article, we have, quote, everyone at Boss Team Games are huge fans of horror, and Halloween obviously holds a special place in the hearts of all horror fans, said Boss Team Games CEO Steve Harris. Getting to work with iconic characters like Michael Myers and build on John Carpenter's original vision is literally a dream come true. Everyone at Boss Team is thrilled and honored to be working with Malik Akid and John Carpenter to deliver a one-of-a-kind experience that of the movie and video games will love. I'm glad to see that the people over at Boss Team Games are actually huge fans of the Halloween franchise, and I'm glad about that because that shows that they know how to handle this franchise and they know they need to handle it with care because the Halloween franchise is big. And hey, you don't really want to mess that up because it's a huge franchise that a lot of people like. And I think that it's in good hands for the most part, and hopefully that they can make a good game that will kind of honor that legacy of Halloween. So you think that the story would end there? Yeah, cool. Two new Halloween games. Awesome. But there's actually more. We move over to another article by IGN. Boss Team Games announces two 16-bit platformers based on the Halloween and Evil Dead franchise. The article continues to follow up Boss Team Games' surprise announcement from yesterday. IGN can exclusively reveal the studio's next two games coming this October. In a press release, Boss Team Games announced Retro Realms, a new series of games for consoles and PC. The first two games in this series are based on John Carpenter's iconic horror franchise, Halloween, and the Star's original series, Ash vs. Evil Dead. Now, these two games look actually really fun, and honestly, the biggest selling point for me personally is the fact that WayForward is making it. If you don't know WayForward, they made a lot of great games. One that is most notable, that is the most popular, is the Shantae series. And so, if anybody's going to make a 2D side-scrolling game, I trust WayForward with that 100%. And these games look really good. If you look on the footage that's shown on screen right here of the Halloween and the Ash vs. Evil Dead game, they look really fun. And the collector's edition also looks really cool for this game. If you look it up, there's um, it looks like comes in like a retro, like kind of VHS case for the game, and it just looks really cool. And this is definitely a game that I would find myself playing. And as a fan of both the Evil Dead series and the Halloween series, I actually am very excited for this, and it looks really fun. Article continues, everyone at Boss Team Games are huge fans of horror, and getting to work with these legendary properties is a dream come true, Boss Team Games CEO Steve Harris explained in a press release. It has been an amazing experience collaborating with WayForward and our licensors to create not one, but two fast-paced 90s arcade-style games while remaining true to the original Halloween film and Ash vs. Evil Dead series. The trailer dropping today gives fans a taste of the gore-filled gameplay and fast-paced action. We can't wait to show more. Both Retro Realms Halloween and Retro Realms Ash vs. Evil Dead are depicted in the announcement trailer are 16-bit platformers. Both games come in to PC, PS5, Switch, and Xbox on October 18th. Both games can be purchased separately via a digital storefront for $24.99 each, or you can purchase a physical double feature bundle, which will retail for $49.99. Although both games can be purchased and played separately, Boss Team Games incentivizes people to purchase both. As the studio notes in the press release, purchasing both will grant players access to new features. So yeah, obviously this isn't the Unreal Engine Halloween game that we were talking about earlier. Uh, One reason being, obviously, is because they said that the Unreal Engine 5 Halloween game is still in very early development. But I mean, either way, this still looks like a really fun game, and the Ash vs Evil Dead game looks really fun as well. And Retro Realms sounds like a very interesting concept for them to try, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. I'm interested to see what else Boss Team Games does with this Retro Realms thing that they're starting. It would be very interesting to see them do other type of like 2D side-scrolling like platformer beat 'em ups or whatever, kind of like these, with other franchises such as Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, maybe other stuff that isn't horror related. Maybe if we go outside and like try other types of like popular 80s or 90s film franchises and go from there. But Retro Realm seems like a very promising start here with Ash vs. Evil Dead and Halloween game. And yeah, this looks actually really interesting. And I can't wait to play these games whenever they come out. And I also can't wait to see what they happens with the Unreal Engine 5 Halloween game. And the fact that John Carpenter is attached to the big Halloween game that's being made, I am quite excited to see what happens with that. Anyways, are you a big fan of Halloween or Ash vs. Evil Dead? Let me know down in the comments below what you think about these games and what you think about the recent Will Engine 5 Halloween game announcement. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll catch you all later.